Hey everybody, welcome back. We're doing a Temple420 Bible study and Torah tour. I'm still Charlie. It's still the tour. It's still the Torah, which is the original Hebrew, Aramaic writings and speakings of God. The God of Abraham, the God of Jacob, the God of Isaac, and the blessing of Jacob, which is an aroma. So if you want to smell or you want to be the son of God, you have to smell like the sun. Genesis 27:27. Did I just say smell like the sun? I wonder what the sun smells like. So it's interesting. He just said, I went to the mountain and built an altar. I'm like, okay, what did it smell like? Because if you're going to make an altar, it has to be a burnt altar, an altar of incense. That is what the altar is. That is what the body is. Strange. So God and Moses are still having the burning bush conversation at that point. And he says, so that they shall believe that Hashem, the God of your fathers. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back one sentence. Hashem said to Moses, reach out your hand and grab the piece of wood by its tail, which is the snake, and it will change back into a piece of wood or a staff. Now listen to the words, because we know the rod and the staff, they comfort me on the inside. We know that Cana, Bosom is the whole point. And we go from the breast to the rest. And we go from the bosom to the bosom. That's the whole point of milk to milk. The bosom to the bosom. Now here's the next sentence. So that, okay. Stretch out your hand, Moses did, grasp it tightly, and it became a staff in his palm, as in palm branch. Now listen to this. So that they shall believe that Hashem, the God of your fathers, Hashem said further to Moses, bring your hand to your bosom. And he brought his hand to his bosom. Then he withdrew it, and behold, his hand was leprous, like snow. What is the color of snow? It is white. It reflects. It does not absorb. It melts. It's cold. At that point, the sun and the moon, very interesting. But did you just see what God did? God said, hey, take the piece of wood, it's going to turn into a snake. Then on the flip side, the piece of wood, which is now your hand, put it to your bosom, and then it'll become diseased, leprous. And then here it is. He said, return your hand to your bosom. Return your palm to your bosom. Return to Cana Bosom. And he returned his hand to his bosom, and then he removed it from his bosom, and behold, it reverted to be like his flesh. So he was diseased, leprous. He's like, oh my goodness. First you take the staff and you turn into a snake, and I'm afraid. Then you do the same thing to the physical body. Ahhhh. Hemp on the outside, food, clothing, and shelter, and hemp, the Endo, Cana, Bosom system, the belief system in God. Can you believe that the branch is God's branch and the aroma is his food offering? Yeah, if you breathe in the branch, but if you don't, you have no life, you have no new air, and technically, as Paul says, you're under the rule of the heir of this kingdom, which is Satan. Now, I don't consider him Satan. It's satin versus linen, and it's woven material. Don't mix your seed, and don't mix your thoughts. Baruch Hashem to the burning bush and the Cana Bosom.